the Prime Minister stated that he is going to correct any behavior from anyone, any member of the Parliament as it relates to disinformation and misinformation. And my Jamaican people, I am going to show you the evidence where the Prime Minister himself sowing the seed of disinformation, sowing the seed of misinformation, continuing down a lie path, right? And continue to be conniving and deceiving. What am I talking about? The Prime Minister recently came out with propaganda as it relates to Finsac. And I believe, honestly, that the Prime Minister needs some genuine prayer. Now, the Prime Minister, they completed the Finsac report. And let me say this to you, Andrew Honest. You, along with your member of Parliament, know what is in the Finsac report. And so then, for truthfulness, for once, truthfulness and clarity, why don't you speak the truth or reveal the Finsac report? Noel Williams said, yes, sir, Byron, it's just the beginning. Lots more heads to roll, definitely. Why don't you speak the truth as it relates to the Finsac report? Why don't you reveal the Finsac report as opposed to giving red meat to your base, right? Telling lies where you definitely know that is lies. Here, Andrew Honest, doubling down with propaganda, spreading propaganda. And this is the viciousness where Jamaican people should know that this man is extremely vicious. Without any delay, let us get into it and listen to Andrew Honest.
We cannot in any way allow the performance of the government to be devalued in the minds of the people. I find it a curious argument that the party that is responsible for Finsac, the greatest devastation of Jamaica's economic base, the cause of great poverty in the country. It's a curious position from a party that decimated Jamaica's middle class, Jamaica's skills and talent, where all those people left the country, not just with their skills and talent, but with their resources. That under their watch, murders crossed the 1,000 threshold and have stayed there since. Curious argument for them to want to rehold the office of government purely on the basis that some time has come. There is no commitment, no vision, nothing has been put forward that would demonstrate that they would be able to handle the challenges that we have had as a government better than how we have done it.
Let us get serious as it relates to those vicious lies that the Prime Minister, right, who should set a better example as it relates to transparency, checks and balance, and most of all, honesty and integrity. And this is why the Prime Minister have a problem with his statutory declaration. The lies that he continue to tell the Integrity Commission, and the lies that he continue to tell Jamaican people. Right? Now, I want Jamaican people to listen to what the Prime Minister said, knowing that it is his government who had done the greatest devastation. That is what came out of Andrew mouth. That Finsac caused the greatest devastation. Now, secondly, Finsac, right, as it relates to what he said, that the PNP party decimated Jamaican middle class. So I want for Jamaican people to understand the damages of what Finsac had done as it relates to what Andrew Holness is saying. Andrew Holness said, let me repeat it, it is the greatest devastation, right? Where I am going to go parallel with him because I believe that Finsac damage is one of the greatest devastation that Jamaica experienced. Number two, Andrew Holness stated that, right, a party decimated Jamaica middle class. As it relates to what Finsac had done, Andrew Holness is telling Jamaican people that Finsac decimated Jamaica middle class people. I want you to hear it, Not my word. It's the Prime Minister's word. Is the Prime Minister saying that? The Prime Minister acknowledged that Finsac, right, had done these things. And here we are, finally, where the Prime Minister also stated that under previous government, the crime passed over 1,000, as if his government control it. Under the previous government, right, Portia Simpson handed over the crime rate to him at 1,208. And between the period of 2016 until we speak, Andrew Holness-led government never took the crime rate below 1,208. Andrew Holness administration. So the blatant lies that the Prime Minister can stand up, right, in the public, make a public statement, which we all know in Jamaica. We all know in Jamaica that the Prime Minister administration has not brought the crime rate under 1,208, where Portia Simpson, right, handed it over to him. I wonder if we should try to find that document. Go on. You know what, people? I am going to expose him. In every way, I'm going to expose him. Before I go into the document, let me break down what he said as it relates to crime. I am going to do a live Google search as it relates to Jamaica Constabulary Force crime statistics. And I'm going to show people as it relates to where Portia Simpson handed it over to him at 1,208. Right? Do a Google search for the people. Right? Make them mash up the first slide. Right? Let me mash up the first slide to show you megawatt. Him can't do that. You want the party to collapse. Now, if Finsac was the greatest devastation, why don't he release the report, right? Him hiding something. I mean, come on. Just imagine that they have the got you moment, right? As it relates to, revealing, getting the evidence to expose the PNP. Why you don't expose the PNP, Andrew Holness? Why you don't expose the PNP? This is your got your moment. The Finsac report finished. It is the got your moment. Why you don't release it? No, you find it. This is your got your moment, right? Jamaica Constabulary Crime Force. This is your got your moment, right? Why don't you release the report so that people can witness it, as opposed to you coming out and speaking and talk about, right, the greatest devastation, right, the decimation of Jamaica middle class. Yes, I agree with you that the Finsac, the Finsac report, right, the Finsac situation has done that. But first, if we can share it. Go down at the bottom. Go down at the bottom.
Here?
Yeah. Is it here?
Not yet.
I want to take all your lies in pieces and make people see your lies in pieces. Right? Dismantle your lies tonight. Right? You can't escape with a bag of lie. It's here?
Yep.
Okay, so I want the people to see this. I want the people to see this. Mr. Prime Minister, with your bag of lie. Right? Now, look. Here is it, Jamaican people. 2012, right? To 2015 was Portia Simpson and Portia Simpson as it relates to the crime rate. And people, there it is, big and bold. It is 200. You're there seeing it?
Okay, hold on.
Because I want them to see it.
It's at 200.
Okay, thank you. So here is Portia Simpson, 2012, right? The rate was 1,102. 2013, 1,202. 2014, 1,005. 2015, where Portia Simpson left it to you, 1,208. Now, Andrew Wallace, please take responsibility of your administration. 2016, you were the Prime Minister. The crime rate went to 1,354 under your administration. You, Andrew Wallace, have been the Prime Minister of Jamaica between 2016 and currently speaking. 2016, crime rate 1,354. 2017, crime rate 1,647. 2018, yes, take down here, 1,287. 2019, 1,339. 2020, 1,323. And we know that 2021 and 2022, the crime rate went up into the 1,400 and add bracket. Please remember this, Prime Minister. Here is the data on the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So when you're coming out, telling your bag of lies and see where Portia left it there, you have never, under your watch 2016 to 2020, you have never taken it down to 1,208. Take away that. Take away that, honey. Let me just show them the first lie, what we are dismantling. Now let us go now to the art of the lie. What the lie Drew released the Finsac report. Oh, you mean Universal. So let us cross off that. We are getting to him tonight. Now, you claim the Finsac report, I wish Mystic Sensation agree with you. You understand what you, right, your party has done, what Edward Philip George Siaga had done with the Jamaican people, right? The greatest devastation as a result of Dan Crawford and Edward Philip George Siaga. Yes. And you say it out of your mouth, you know. And you say these words out of your mouth, you know. That Finsac was the greatest devastation, you know. And you say it out of your mouth. And you said that the decimated Jamaican middle class, which I believe. So now, let us go into the WikiLeaks report and show Jamaica, you understand, what you so speak of as it relates to truth, but who do it? You CM1, your party, Jamaica Labour Party, guilty of Finsac. Let us show the Jamaican people, home and abroad, who is guilty of Finsac. Without any further ado, rise it, honey.
Okay.
Tell us the Master God of God. God in the morning. God in the evening. Master God of God. Bring up the Finsac report. You think we are play with you? You think you can pass? You can't pass that, man. Mystic Sensation, Aromatic, Wayne Lonesome, right? Jamaica Carlos. You can't pass. Or you have to pass. One day east, one day west, one day north, one day south. You can't pass. No, let us read it for Jamaican people. Summary number 1. Dan Crawford, former head of the failed Century National Bank, has lost his appeal to the Privy Council following a 1999 conviction in civil court for financial fraud and has been instructed to repay about US dollars 45 million to the government of Jamaica. Although the Director of Public Prosecution has made a ruling on whether criminal charges will be filed, that ruling has not yet been made public. Crawford, who resides in the US, was once the darling of the Jamaican banking sector. He was often lauded by government of Jamaica officials for his foray into non-banking areas at a time when investors were shunning the productive sector to benefit from the high interest rate regime. However, Crawford's bank, which made a number of loans to connected parties, was soon to face a liquidity and solvency crisis and had to seek assistance from the state. Recognizing the extent of the deficit, the authorities took control of the bank and eventually charged Crawford for financial fraud. So I'm going to go back to explain what this means. Right? When the People's National Party recognized the extent of the deficit that Dan Crawford had done, right, the authorities took control of the bank and eventually charged Crawford for financial fraud. Now, people, it is widely believed that its close affiliation with the opposition Jamaica Labour Party, Andrew Holness, come here. Come here, Andrew Holness. Come stand up. Come stand up in front of the class. Let us read this now, Andrew Holness, to you. It is widely believed that its close affiliation with the opposition Jamaica Labour Party, not People's National Party, did not help its cause, as no other banker has been charged. Crawford's lawyers are in the process of discussing payment, which if made would provide a much needed windfall to the cash-strapped government of Jamaica. Right, end of summary number 1. Let us go to summary number 2 now. We get more interested people. The UK-based Privy Council on October 10 ruled that Dan Crawford and former top executives of the failed Central National Bank (CNB) must pay the government of Jamaica an estimated 45 million in principal and interest for unsecured loans made ahead of the bank's collapse in 1996. Take the people their money, you understand, and give it to him friend. You understand? Give all unsecured loan. You want to win, give it to people. You want to win, give it to. The Privy Council is expected to announce the final amount payable to the state when it hands down its written judgment later this month. The Privy Council ruling arose from the appeal of March 1999 decision by Jamaica Chief Justice Leslie Wolf, in which he berated the actions of Crawford and another top executive, Cable Williams, who he described as rogue bankers. They were busy helping themselves to the bank's funds, Wolf said in his judgment at the time. These payments constitute a misapplication of the bank's funds. However, Crawford, who reportedly resides in Atlanta, was once regarded as a model banker, and government of Jamaica functionaries viewed this bank as a blueprint. Crawford was often lauded by government of Jamaica officials for venturing into non-banking areas such as real estate at a time when investors were shunning productive investment to benefit from the government Jamaica high interest rate policy. Ironically, in summary number 3, it was Crawford's foray into non-core activities which was partly responsible for the bank demise, as a number of unsecured loans were made to connected parties to finance these investments. In particular, the bank made loans to companies owned by Crawford. People look here now. The bank made loans to companies owned by Crawford, his mother, and former opposition leader and Prime Minister Edward Seaga. Andrew Holness, come here. You come in front of the class, Andrew Holness. Yeah? You admit that the Jamaica Labour Party, you speak it out of your mouth, right? That Finsac decimated the Jamaica middle class. You spoke out of your mouth that Finsac is the greatest devastation. So you can't take it back, you know. You can't take it back. So come in front of the class, Andrew Honest. Let me read back over yes of you. In particular, the bank made loans to companies owned by Crawford, his mother, and former opposition leader and Prime Minister Edward Siaga. One such loan was made to an affiliated company to construct over 700-room Renaissance Hotel. The unsecured loans to connected parties took a toll on the liquidity and solvency of the bank when they could not be financed. This prompted the institution to approach the government of Jamaica for assistance. Uno go to the government for assistance. You understand? After Dan Crawford, right, and Edward Siaga damage the banking system, right, with unsecured loan, lent over $31 million to Edward Philip George Siaga, who said him never member for pay it back. Dan Crawford, you understand, was a Jamaica Labour Party activist. All of the persons who were associated with were Jamaica Labour Party, including Edward Philip George Siaga, who took $31 million, right, of Jamaican investors' money. Steal it. Edward Siaga stole it. Stole it. So you come stand up. You come stand up in front of the class, Andrew Wallace. This prompted the institution to approach government of Jamaica for assistance in 1996 when funds were not available to pay the depositors. After thief for the people their money and mash up the people them in Jamaica. After you make the middle class become decimated, you make people, you understand, run away. You make a lot of people kill themselves. The people them never know, say, Dan Crawford and Edward Philip George Siaga do this. Edward Philip George Siaga, right? Edward Philip George Siaga. Now, the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, who was called into the probe the activities of the bank, ruled that Crawford, his mother, and top executives were to be charged for financial fraud. It is widely held that his close affiliation with the Jamaica Labour Party, it is widely held that his close affiliation with the Jamaica Labour Party is not an affiliation with People's National Party. So release the Finsac report. Andrew Wallace, me I beg you to release the Finsac report and tap from your propaganda pulpit. You understand? Continue to tell lie and deceive the Jamaican people. You're a liar, right? Let me read it over. It is widely held that its close affiliation with the Jamaica Labour Party did not help his cause. As to date, no other banker has been charged, despite the failure of other institutions. However, the Privy Council ruling could well provide a precedent for other financial sector players to be charged. Head of the Financial Fraud Unit in the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, Caroline here. We're glad say I never Paula Llewellyn there, so because if Paula Llewellyn there, so you wouldn't hear about this. Nobody would have hear about this. Nobody would have charged. They wouldn't charge them for Paula Llewellyn there, so was hesitant to comment on whether there were other cases pending against other former bankers. She suggested that MBUF write to DPP Kent Pantry for a response. Now, lawyers representing Crawford do not expect any criminal charges to be brought against their client. After no one for do. After you are Andrew Honest one for do. You understand me, dear? Misappropriate taxpayers' money. I don't know if you get charged. Thief of taxpayers' money. I don't know if you get charged. Although he was investigated by fraud squad following the collapse of the bank, the lawyer said the next step is for both sides to meet and discuss the final figures to be paid by Crawford. The next step, right, is for Crawford to go into prison. If the debt is repaid, it will provide a welcome windfall for the coffers of the government of Jamaica, particularly given the continued underperformance in revenues. a point captured by a cartoonist at the Gleaner newspaper. The cartoon showed an expectant finance minister, Omar Davis. Yeah, you see that all draw all a cartoon now for all a mock Omar Davis. You understand? For saying him a wait for money from Crawford, for send back the money for give back to the people them. You see it, and then turn around now. Wicked Andrew Holness now turn around. And I talk about PNP. You understand? See there, hear the information. Listen, Andrew Holness. The cartoon showed an expectant finance minister Omar Davis inquiring after the distraught Crawford when he would be sending back the people their money. Omar Davis are begging to send back the people their money, while at the same time informing him that he could send it through a leading remittance company. Chief Fiscal Economist at the Ministry of Finance, Courtney Williams, told Mbuff that if the money is repaid, then it would be more than welcome. But he is of the opinion that the government of Jamaica might only receive a portion of the judgment amount. Williams told Mbuff that he was aware of a case against Paul Cheng Young. People will go back in a hit. People before we go back in a Paul Cheng Young now. Finsac 2.0. Which part Andrew Holness carry off but the people before. Now, people, let me show you and explain the extreme cruelty of Andrew Holness. Believing that he's smart. Believe that he can step in the Jamaican people's neck and get away with it. But Andrew Holness, may I warn you. You understand? You can't get away with it. We here on social media is not going to allow you to get away with it. You are not going to get away with it. So we see we are Dan Crawford and Edward Philip George Siaga, right? Damage Jamaican middle class as a result of Finsac. Damage Jamaican middle class as a result of Finsac. But it never stopped there. It never stopped there. Right? So while Paul Cheng Young, you understand, who is Dan Crawford's friend, who affiliated with Jamaica Labour Party, they are affiliated with all of these people that I'm talking about are labor rights. Labor rights. Right? All of these people that I'm talking about are labor rights. So after labor rights, triggered Finsac, damaged the middle class, and what Andrew Holness said, right, a devastating blow to the Jamaican people. Now, let me show you what happened again with Craskerry, because SSL, I am going into, where Andrew Holness know about Paul Cheng Young, Andrew Holness know about Finsac, and Andrew Holness and, let me say, Andrew Holness and Hugh Craskerry recreated Paul Cheng Young and Associates, right, into SSL, and again execute Finsac 2.0 and Jamaican people again. Andrew Holness, you wicked. I have never seen no Prime Minister in the history of the Caribbean has that level of wickedness and cruelty. Right? You are cold-blooded, Andrew Holness. You're a reptile. Jamaican. Cool down, boss. Andrew was running around in short pants, possible diapers when this was going on. All right. You know, we have to burn the fire wicked, You understand? When we see your liar the traffic, you understand? Imagine after they know that they are the ones who caused Finsac, damage the middle class of Jamaica. Here is the man coming out. Here is the man coming out.